I want to speak to the Honorable Sports Minister.
Okay.
You see, the Sports Minister has shown bravery. He has been bold. He has been strong to work on this tangent. Okay? This is an area no sports minister has dared try to delve into.
Okay.
Okay? All the sports ministers we've had, they only go to parliament, tell us budget estimates, and give us the actuals, and then that's it, they go home.
Some don't actually do.
Some don't actually do.
Yes.
So for Honorable Kofi Adams to walk on this tangent, to walk on this road, this very muddy, rough, undulating, crooked, twisty, bumpy road of delivering budget estimates and approved budgets for Black Stars games, I think that he needs to be commended. Okay? Me, when the minister was not disclosing the budget, I sat on this show.
Yes.
And I criticized my former biology teacher.
Yes.
I criticized him.
Yes.
For not delivering the budget. And my sermon that day was to the president.
Yes.
That Honorable Kofi Adams had disobeyed his orders.
Yes.
True or false?
I remember that. Very true. And the records are there to show.
If today, Honorable Kofi Adams has done the bold thing, has done the brave thing of disclosing the budget, I think that it will be important that before I start going into the matters, I commend the Honorable Sports Minister.
Okay.
And I congratulate him for being bold, for telling Ghanaians what their monies have been used for, or what their monies are going to be used for, and how much he has saved for the good people of Ghana. He deserves commendation.
Okay.
When I finish disclosing what he has done, if the callers, if the listeners feel he needs more commendation, fair enough.
Fair point.
But our attempt to break down what the minister put out yesterday for everybody to understand. Nathan, when we say Black Stars budget, what is it? The Black Stars budget clearly deals with the needs of the team going into games. Okay? From flight arrangements to accommodation to player meals to bonuses of players, per diems, technical team members, all the other support services, whatever they need to make sure they are comfortable enough to go and deliver for the nation is captured in the budget.
Sporty FM.
Who creates the budget? The budget is created by the sports ministry, by the Ghana Football Association.
Yes.
Who hold the national team in trust for the state.
Yeah.
When the sports ministry prepare that budget, which you call budget estimates,
Yes.
it is then forwarded to the sports minister or the sports ministry for them to take further action in terms of approving it, agreeing with what the figures are, or disagreeing, and then from there they would also carry on with their processes to make sure those budgetary allocations are approved by government, and the monies are released through the finance ministry, the controller and accountant general, and the Bank of Ghana.
Yeah.
All those arrangements would have to happen. That is when
Sporty FM.
the budget is approved. Okay. So that is how the cycle runs. So the sports ministry is not responsible for preparing the budget. So it is the Ghana Football Association that will tell the sports ministry what they need to go and play match against Comoros, match against Mali, match against Chad. Now, Nathan, what has been the practice in the past? When the budget is sent to the sports ministry.
So the budget is prepared by the GFA, looking at all the needs in relation to a match or some matches.
Thank you very much. What has happened in the past? In the past, Nathan, specifically dealing with the 2026 World Cup qualifiers.
Yes.
Specifically, the practice has been that the budget will be sent to the FA, from the FA to the sports ministry, from the sports ministry to government, approvals will be made and monies will be released. Now the question you ask is, before Honorable Kofi Adams took over,
Sporty FM.
match day 6, match day 5, match day 7, match day 8, we had already played 4 matches.
Okay.
Match day 1 against Madagascar, November 2023.
Okay.
We had already played against Comoros November 2023.
Yes.
21st November 2023.
Yes. So we won one game and then lost the second.
We played against Mali June 6, 2024.
Yes.
And then we played
Japan
against Central African Republic June 9, 2024.
Okay.
Those were the 4 games that we had already played
In the World Cup qualifiers.
in the World Cup qualifiers.
Okay.
Now, in the budget estimate that the FA sent to government, advance party, total cost $10,000, airfare, Accra, Moroni, Accra, chartered flight $200,000, accommodation, single players, singles, 19,500, accommodation, official singles, 19,500, and it went on, meals, $80 a day, that amounted to 12,480, facility user fees. So when they travel, there are facilities they use there. They have to pay for them. So rental charges, they pay $2,000. That was $4,000, and then per diems for players. When they travel out, it's $150 for players. It's $200 for officials. So that came up to $27,300 for players.
$150 for players.
Yes.
$200 for officials. Okay.
Then it came to $37,800 for officials. Medical expenses, in case somebody gets injured, all of those things. There are incidentals. So there's an imprest, which is accounted for $60,000. Player bonuses, and I'm dealing with our first 4 games. Player bonuses. You have $10,000 for each player. So that came up to Nathan, quickly. Good. That came up to $260,000.
$260,000.
Yes. Then you have bonus for the head coach, $20,000. You have bonus for assistant coaches, $40,000. So it's 10,000 times 4. And then you have bonus for team doctor, team physio, team physical trainer, 2. Video analyst, 2. Team coordinator and admin. You have $8,000 for 8 individuals. That came up to $64,000. Okay?
Yes.
And then you have bonus for kids officer, welfare, masseur, media, cameraman, and dietitian. You have 8 again, and that comes up to $8,000 per head, and that comes to $64,000. And then you have bonus for officials.
Yes.
Management committee members, 6, $10,000 each. That came up to $20,000. That came up to $60,000 for 6.
Okay, so in for the first 4 games, the player bonus was $10,000. I just want to touch on some of the main things.
Very well.
Player bonus $10,000.
Yes.
The coach's bonus was
$20,000.
$20,000. So the head coach's bonus was $20,000.
Yes. Assistant coaches $10,000.
Okay.
And then you have the team doctor, physios, all of them earning $8,000.
Yes.
There are 8 of them.
Yes.
And then you have the kids officer, welfare officer, masseur, all of them, 8 of them again, all taking $8,000. That came
Fair.
up to another $64,000. Then the bonus for for officials, who are the management committee members, that came up to $60,000. So $10,000 times 6.
Okay. Before you proceed, let me just announce that we are live on Facebook at Sporty FM. We are live on YouTube as well, and we are on channel 0065 on Multi TV audio channel.
So that was typical away game where you would have to incur heavy costs in terms of chartering flights. So that was a typical budget estimate for an away game.
Yes.
Now let me give you the home game for Ghana against Madagascar.
Yes.
Then the conversation can follow from there. Now, because these budget line items, they cut across all the budgets. Okay? Apart from the ones that were expunged by the sports minister.
Yes.
These budget line items cut across. Now, Nathan, when a team is hosting a game at home, there are certain responsibilities. Buying tickets for match officials to come here, paying indemnity for match officials and the officials designated by CAF. And then you also deal with transportation for the away team that is coming here.
Yes.
So there's provision for saloon cars and 4x4s for some of their team officials, as well as a bus for the team.
Okay.
All of those things, the host team would have to take care of them.
Yes.
Okay. Now, typical budget, Ghana, Madagascar, November 17, 2023. So tickets for players to come here, tickets for our players to come home, 28 of them, $168,000. Then you have accommodation for the players, single rooms, $200, accommodation for officials, single room, $200. All of those ones are here. And then you have meals for the players, internal transport, fuel for bus. Nathan, fuel for bus, $5,000.
Yeah.
Then you have per diems for players, $150, and then $200 for officials. Then you have the incidental $60,000, medicals $10,000, bonus for players $10,000, bonus for coach $20,000, assistant coaches $10,000, and then the medical officers, the physiotherapists, all of them $8,000, the kidsman, the dietitian $8,000. Again, all of those ones coming to $64,000. Then bonus for officials again. Bonus for officials.
Yes.
So if they win the game, management committee members will take $10,000 times 6, $60,000. Then you have the transportation for the match officials, accommodation for match officials, then the internal transport for the team, 4x4 vehicle, saloon cars, and then you have the indemnity payment, then bus for the away team, and then away team local transport. That's also taken care of. The leader of their team, that's $1,000. So Nathan, when you look at the two budgets submitted for those two games, our first two games, 1 and 2, the game against Madagascar came with a total budget of $963,060. Then our first game that we played away against Comoros, the budget came up to $908,580.
Okay.
Okay. So that was what the FA submitted to the sports ministry. Then.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will shock you to note that in our first 4 games,
Okay.
in our first 4 games, the budget that the FA submitted to the sports ministry was approved, and same was allocated for the team to be used for those 4 games. So there was no reduction, there was no cut anywhere, there was no scrutiny to say, oh well, this cost shouldn't be in there, this cost component should be in there, this budget line item shouldn't be in there. It was approved as sent. So for our first 4 games, Nathan, the first 2 games cost the state $1,871,640 Ghana cedi dollars.
Can you mention that number again?
$1,871,640.
Okay.
So if you want to round it up, we are doing $1.8 million for 2 games.
Sporty FM.
Then in our next 2 games, which we played against Mali in June and Central African Republic again in June 2024, Nathan, the budget estimate from the FA, factoring all the budget line items I've already spoken about, the estimated budget from the FA was $1,161,310 US. That budget was approved. Okay? Now, for a game against Central African Republic, which we played in Kumasi, the estimated budget was $735,400 US. Again, that figure was approved.
Okay.
So, for our first 2 qualifiers and our 3rd and 4th games we played, the 3rd and 4th games we spent $1,896,710. Those budgets were approved as sent.
They were approved as sent. No changes were made.
No changes were made. Okay? Fully approved. First 4 games. Now, Nathan, let's come down to what happened match day 5 and match day 6. Now, Nathan, when the new sports minister came into office, the FA prepared another budget estimate. Same values. As I explained, all the budget line items that I've spoken about earlier. They presented a budget of $961,660 United States dollars for the Ghana versus Chad game. Okay? And then presented a budget of $958,580 for the Ghana versus Madagascar game.
Okay.
Now, when this document got to the sports ministry, the sports minister sought to ask questions. Sought to and why certain items were in the budget.
Okay, so if I get you right, the amounts for or the proposed budget for games against Chad and Mali were almost similar to what had been done in terms of match days 1 to 4.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Listeners, I hope we are all following the conversation. Sometimes I ask because I know in your mind you want to ask, so I ask on your behalf.
Yes.
So this is where we are. So
Yes.
they brought a similar looking budget concerning match days 1 to 4 to the new sports minister.
You are correct.
Okay.
Now, Nathan, when this budget came, the sports minister sought to understand why certain items were in the budget.
Sporty FM.
Okay. So he sought to question why management committee members would receive $10,000 times 6.
Okay.
He sought to understand why they had to spend $5,000 for internal transport for the bus, for fuel for the bus. He sought to understand why players were taking $10,000 as winning bonus. Sought to understand why the coach was taking $20,000 as winning bonus. He sought to understand all of those things. Now, after getting to understand all of those things, Nathan, the sports minister now decided to make certain cuts or to call for certain items to be reduced to make sure the budget is reduced. So part of it included the player bonuses, which was now reduced from 26 players times 10, which would be $260,000 to $130,000. Okay. Then the head coach's winning bonus was reduced from $20,000 to $10,000. Assistant coaches
Sporty FM.
who were also going to take $40,000, 4 of them, it had to be reduced to $5,000 for one.
Okay. So
Okay.
from what
So
was the previous
it was
amount?
10,000.
10,000
It
to
was
now
half.
5.
You
Okay.
get it.
Yes.
Then the backroom staff, those who were taking $8,000,
Yes.
it had to be reduced as well to $4,000. Kidsmen, all of those ones. So all those reductions were done. So almost every figure was halved. Now, the management officials, whose $10,000 times 6 amounted to $60,000, the minister totally cancelled it.
Okay.
Okay, so those were the adjustments that were made to budget for match day 5 and match day 6.
Match day 5 and match day 6, meaning matches against Chad and Mali, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So now in total, for those 2 games, the GFA submitted a budget of $1,920,240 United States dollars. When the minister did his deductions, or when the minister called for the reductions,
Sporty FM.
for the 2
voice of
games,
sports.
we eventually spent $1,230,840. So the ministry realized a saving of $689,400 USD.
Okay. I see.
So
So the new
initial-
amount looks like what? 1.3 million.
So we could say 1.25 million
1.25 million as against
as against the 1.920 million
okay.
dollars that the GFA had proposed.
For our listeners, if you go to our stream, you can find there's a graphic detailing the estimated budget versus what has been approved by the GFA. When you can find the graphic there, it's rolling on our stream, especially for those on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes. So Nathan, so it is clear that
Sporty
match day 6 and match day 5, the estimate that the FA brought was not fully approved, but was subjected to revision, and in the end, the taxpayer was saved some $689,400 United States dollars.
Okay.
Now to budget for the upcoming matches, Mali and Chad. The FA again presented a budget of $1,239,090 US for the sports ministry to approve
Yeah.
for the Chad game, and also presented $814,150 United States dollars for the Mali game, which brings the budget to a total of $2,053,240 United States dollars. Now, when the sports ministry received this document,
Yes.
again, the minister subjected the values to the same reduction method he used for match day 5 and match day 6. In the end, The chart budget was reduced from 1.239090 US dollars to 856,890 United States dollars.
So the budget that was initially presented to the minister was about 1.3 million.
Yes.
For the Chad game
For the
alone.
chart game alone.
All right.
Now the minister got it reduced to about $850,000.
Okay.
Now for the Mali game, the budget, which was 814,150, was now reduced to 463,600 United States dollars.
From the original amount.
From the original amount of $814,000.
That's for the Mali game.
For the Mali game.
Okay, so it went from 850,000
to 464.
to 464,000. Okay.
So in the end,
Sporty
for the two games we are going to play against Chad and Mali, the total budget that has been approved is 1,320,490 United States dollars.
Okay. Now
again,
okay. I wanted to ask you as against what would have been the other amount, assuming no cuts were
assuming
made.
no cuts were made.
Yes.
It would have been 2,053,240 United States dollars.
All right.
So again, a savings of 732,750 was made by the state after reviewing the budget estimate sent by the FA. Okay.
Okay.
So in total, the two games or the four games that were played, match day 5, match day 6, match day 7, match day 8, the taxpayer has been saved a whopping 1,422,150 United States dollars.
To cover matches against Chad and Mali, right? And to cover which matches again?
The previous games we played against Chad and Madagascar.
Okay.
So savings of some $1.4 million has been made
So across the four games,
across the four games.
two that have been played already, and the two we are about
Yet
to
to
play, about $1.4 million.
Absolutely.
An amount of $1.4 million has gone into the pot because we decided to cut off or cut out certain things.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Now, Nathan, one very important question that many have been asking is that why would management members be paid winning bonuses of $10,000, 6 of them amounting to $60,000?
Yes.
Why would the Timbers be fueled for $5,000 when Goyle is a sponsor of the Black Stars? What was that money going into? What was that money meant for? Again, another question that was asked was that if the players are taking $10,000 as winning bonus and it's been brought down to $5,000, and the coaches has also been dropped from $20,000 to $10,000, same for assistant coaches, also dropped from the initial $10,000 to $5,000, then it means that a lot had gone under the bus. In our first 4 games, we had paid so much money in our first 4 games without any scrutiny, without any plans of revision. It has cost the taxpayer a lot of money. Why was that the case? Okay? And Nathan, you see, let nobody think that this is about politics. The argument for the first 4 games could be, well, we haven't been to the World Cup in a while, so let's give the team everything they want for them to go and deliver. That could be the argument from the previous government.
Yes.
But again, another government wants to look at it from the perspective of savings. Can we save the taxpayer some money and still get the performance out of the boys? If that is possible, and I am told that all of these reductions and deductions, the FA fully complied and were in agreement with whatever the minister proposed.
Okay.
So there was no animosity. The FA did not fight back. The FA did not challenge some of the figures that were penciled for reduction or expunged.
Yes.
Okay. So whatever happened with regards to those budget and those budget approvals, the FA complied with everything the sports ministry put on the table. Were in agreement where they had needed to explain why those expenses were necessary. They did same. Where the minister also felt his position was that that expense was not necessary, they were in agreement and it was taken out. In the end, Nathan, we get to spend less on the 2 games we are about to play compared to the initial estimate that was brought. In fact, Nathan, an estimate is not the final.
Of course.
So whatever the FA brought, indeed, was not the final. It was subject to interrogation. It was subject to further scrutiny by the sports minister and the sports ministry. And if indeed they felt that we needed $2 million to go and play 2 games,
that would have been approved.
That would have been approved.
Yes.
But once they felt that savings had to be made, savings were made in those regards, and it has saved the taxpayers some more money. That was the reason why yesterday the sports minister called the press conference to get the good people of Ghana to understand some of these issues. I spoke about interest of $60,000. It has been reduced to $20,000.
So the interest was accidental. So it's just money that's sitting there to take care of any unplanned thing.
It was removed. Facility user fees was removed entirely for the games that we are about to play. And a few other things were also reduced. So, Nathan, if you look at the documents that have been produced, that have been provided, the players per diem in camp, the match officials, all those expenses have been well calculated. Kids, officers, media, security, all of them, an amount of $72,000 was budgeted.
Sporty FM.
The minister got it reduced to $32,000, making savings of $40,000 there. Assistant coaches, we are told the figure came up to $30,000. 3. Now it has been reduced to $15,000. Okay. Player bonuses $260,000 slashed to $130,000. Head coach $20,000 slashed to $10,000. These are the savings the sports ministry and government made on the game we are going to play against Chad this week. And then you look at the Mali budget as well, and then same has been applied to make sure that no expense. Again, if you look at that the game against Mali, the bonuses again $260,000 slashed to $130,000, head coach $20,000 slashed to $10,000, assistant coach $30,000 slashed to $15,000, backroom staff, the block staff, it was $90,000, it was slashed to $36,000. Support staff services $72,000 has been slashed to $36,000. Management officials has been completely removed. $60,000
for the Chad and Mali games, right?
Chad and Mali games.
But what about
all of these adjustments?
What about the previous games?
That was what I explained to you earlier. The previous games against Chad and Madagascar.
Yes.
So it was the same. So same, just that there were times that the officials may be more. Okay. So maybe. So in the game against Chad, for instance, if there were 8 officials who were part of that medical...
No, I'm talking about the management committee.
It was also taken out.
So for the previous game...
For the previous game, it was taken out completely. Okay. So for match day 5, match day 6, match day 7, match day 8, no management committee member was paid $10,000.
Okay.
But in the first 4 games, they were paid.
They were paid, okay.
You get it. So it was part of the sweeping changes the minister made to the budget. Now, Nathan, if you are satisfied with the figures that have been put out, and you understand the effect of the minister's revision or the minister's scrutiny, then I think that it will be fair to say that the minister has done well to reduce the Black Stars budget. You can make the argument that, well, it's still high. $1.2 million is too high. You can make that argument. But when you look at the individual cost components, accommodation, flying the players in, flying the players out on charter flights and all of those things, Nathan, that one alone takes about half of the budget. So the question now remains, how do we manage some of these expenses moving forward? We've had the idea being mooted of a national career. If it happens,
This is
good enough.
Sporty FM, the voice
Whatever
of
payment will be
sports.
made may not be up to say $300,000. If there's a new presidential jet, maybe it will be big enough to manage a contingent of 36 to N'Djamena or wherever they have to play their qualifiers. That is also a remote possibility. All of these things can happen. Again, if we are talking about hotel accommodation and meals per day, maybe in future we could have our own accommodation for players. We could
Yes.
have our own team hotel.
Yes.
Maybe at Pram Pram or wherever it will be situated. All of those ones can further reduce the expense on the senior national team, the Black Stars, when they have to convert here to play matches. All of these ones are cost cutters that in future we may be looking at.
Okay.
So for now, this is what we have. Now, what is instructive with this budget is that if the team fails to win, the approved budget reduces again, because some $130,000 as winning bonus will not be paid. Some $10,000 will not be paid. Some $50,000 will not be paid to the team and the technical members as winning bonus. So that must also be on record. If the team fails to win, that approved budget of say $1.3 million for the next 2 games will drop, considering the fact that payment will not be made for winning bonuses. So Nathan, this is in a nutshell the budget that was presented for the next 2 games and the explanation behind or the reasons why we've seen a reduction from the first 4 games we played. And I must say that based on what I heard, the FA were fully compliant, were in full agreement to the cuts that were made to the budget, just so the state can save some money.
Thank you. That's the sermon. And as Raymond predicted, it's a money matters sermon. It's all money. Ray, drink some water. You have spoken, Lord. Drink water. Drink water. Let's open the phone line 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. You've heard the breakdown by Raymond Yamado. You may have seen the graphics as well. I don't know what you make of all that you have heard. The sports minister will soon join us, and then we can ask further questions. But as I said, you can visit our socials for the graphic. You can also catch it live on our stream. But let me see what the callers, let me hear the callers. Let's hear what they have to tell us this morning. Hello?
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jones, calling from airport.
All right, please go ahead.
Nathan, so the bus, they will be driving the bus to Mali and Chad.
No, they are certainly not driving a bus to Mali and Chad.
Hey, so Nathan, so that means that so that amount of money will be just from Alisa Hotel to Accra Sports Stadium.
To be honest, it's only the minister who can explain to us the justification
Yes,
that the FA made.
Nathan,
You understand?
we need Nathan, I understand, but we need extra, understanding. Because Nathan, you cannot tell me you'll be driving a bus from Alisa Hotel to Accra Sports Stadium and spending amount of fuel like that. Then are they
realize the minister will come. He will explain the justification the FA made, and then he will explain why he took it out of the budget.
Oh, okay. So Nathan, what I would say is the minister is a good job, but the money they need to still to the money. Some of the money are still high, so they should do some of them, especially the management member, because Nathan, you know you be you see. Those guys are doing.
But that is
so
why. Hold on. That is why for the 4 games that the minister supervised, there was no money given to the management committee members.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, thank you, Nathan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from
All right, please go ahead.
Okay. I'm kind of keen. The Labour Minister about Fire, young people, will be about it. Will be an overcome myself. Go football or Mubu, Wushi, in Kuntin, go TV, our no Mubu, who meetings in a somehow. Let's go. I for quiet bank, but I think to be a very sure that Sudan in Niger, Niger better Ghana. Now, what about this story in the yeah. Also, someone 100,000 person, or we bonus require 5,000 of the bomb cancer, Mama. And they said the Queen Chelsea for no Diana players, Mukado Benedict, Mama. And this is what is to me, and I said, I'm going to you couldn't find it. You didn't spend it with your passport. Thank you.
Okay, all right. That is. Thank you so much for the call. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Give me a call. What's your reaction to the changes and the revisions and the cuts made by the sports minister in relation to the budget for the Black Stars as they prepare to play against Chad and Mali? Let's not forget that some of those revisions were made in relation to the two previous games, Chad and Madagascar. So that's some context for you as well. Give me a call, 054 257 1061. Let me take this caller. Hello. Hello. Hey, the person won't say anything. Hello. All right. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. You can go to our socials on our X page, I think Facebook as well. We've put the graphic there. If you are watching the stream, you must have seen it pop up every now and again as Raymond was delivering the sermon. Hello? Hello? Guys, there's somebody on the line who's breathing heavily. If he's not speaking, can we drop him and get other callers? 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. I think we have another caller on the line. Hello?
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
John from Kaswa.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, we would like to commend the minister for what he has done.
Okay.
This is what we've been looking for. These are the kind of things that he must do. And Nathan, Raymond, I've realized one thing. Raymond acts like, I'm saying, like the spokesperson for the sports minister. He's doing so well for him. That's good.
Chairman, hold on. I beg you. I beg. Do not give Raymond such descriptions. Because
No.
You see, let us not even go there. Raymond is doing his work. Let me finish. This town where people's comprehension skills, some people's comprehension skills are some way.
I get you.
So if you want to commend Raymond. But if you say that somebody will mishear and go and say that Raymond Yamado is the minister's spokesperson, it will bring him problems. I beg you.
Okay. Maybe my choice of words was wrong. We commend Raymond for what he's doing for us. We asked for it and they brought it out. That's very good. But what I would like to say is the minister shouldn't think because the FA are silent on the slashes, it means that they truly agree. The quietness of the FA is noise.
Okay, so he should still keep his eyes open.
He should stick to his grounds. He should step his foot on the ground, because we still have 2014 on our minds.
Okay.
And if what I said before is a hurt to Raymond, I'm very sorry.
Oh no, he's not upset at all. I'm only concerned. It's not a matter of hurt. It's how somebody will understand it, and then somebody will go and say something somewhere which is not true.
Okay. I know how you scrutinize me, call it. So I was being careful.
I get what you were trying to say. I just don't want anybody to misunderstand. Because in this town, once somebody misunderstands and tags you, that's it. You are done. And maybe,
I know, and I like the correction, but I don't want it also to seem as if I was selling Raymond to the public.
No. I don't say I understand what you were trying to say. I just didn't want you to couch it using those words. So somebody
Okay.
misunderstands, and then there's a problem for all of us. But thank you so much for the call. We really appreciate it. Please keep on
All right,
calling. It's 8 on the dot. Let's take a few more calls, or we should take a lot of calls. It looks like the topic, there's a hot one. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. We have another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Dennis. I'm calling from Assignment New Town.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay, so what really surprised me is the management committee members. They were taking more than the players. Like this serious.
No.
This
Again,
country.
relax. Again, Raymond, correct. And Raymond is here. Raymond can give us the correction.
Yes.
That was not the case. Raymond, so what was the case with the management committee?
So from match day 1 to match day 4, the players were taking winning bonus of $10,000.
Yes.
Management committee members were also taking $10,000.
Okay. So, Chairman, do you have your clarity now?
Yeah, I have it. But like, it shouldn't even club it. So how should management members be taking the same as the players?
That's the question.
It's
we
even
all
wrong.
ask.
It's even wrong, but like the minister is doing a very good job. It's a step at a time. So when he has started, it's very good. We hope that he will do more, like as
We
the Black Stars.
all want him to do more, not only for the Black Stars, but for sports in general.
For sports in general, I agree with you. I recommend him. Like big applause to him. Good morning to everyone.
All right. Thank you so much for the call. Thank you so much. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Give me a call. I want to know your reaction. I want to know your reaction to what we've been discussing. Sorry, Raymond Howard has put out a very interesting accoutrement. I didn't expect him to have in his bag, but that is okay. Let me take more calls. Hello.
Yeah, Nathan, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Nana I'm calling from Kofi Iddie.
Yes.
Yeah, the minister have really done well, but I mean, the president mandated him to do so. So I think whatever he is doing is in accordance with what the president said. But you know something, I want you to do something for me this morning.
Yes. What can we do?
I want you to raise Coach Nimley on the line.
Okay,
yes.
All right. He's also been pushing hard for the budget to be released.
Yes. So I want you to raise him on the line this morning. So I listen to him with regards to this.
Okay. Okay. I'll ask my production team to see when we can get Coach Nimley. It's 8. By this time he started teaching, but we'll see if we can get him. So I'll note that down for you. All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Give us a call. Let's get your reaction to the revisions made to the Black Stars budget by the sports minister. Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Dan. I'm calling from Adenda.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, I want to find out the Black Stars, what the GF, what are they using the MTN sponsorship for? The money that was given to them by the MTN recently, what are they using it for?
Interesting question. We'll have to find out. I need to find a new story on what the scope of that sponsorship is.
Sure. When the minister comes, ask that question for us. Because for me, I believe that if the MTN is sponsoring the Black Star, then there's no need for the state to invest that money into the Black Star. We can invest that money from the state into the league or other aspect of our sports. So when the minister comes, we should find out what the GFA is using the money from MTN for. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Ray, but to be fair, that sponsorship was activated when just some time back.
Yeah,
is it the new one?
The new one. A
few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So maybe the minister will speak to that.
Okay, we'll find out. I think that's a good question. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Please, Jones again.
Okay, Jones, please lower the volume of the radio.
Okay, I was driving, so I fucking lower my distance. So, Nathan, once again, that 4 Nation tournament that we play in UK, that one today, there's no account to, please.
No problem. So hopefully when the minister comes, we've written it down, we'll ask him.
Okay, so Nathan, the minister will come to the minister will come to the station to Sporty FM.
That was what was advertised, and we hope he's on his way. That's what we are.
Oh, okay. Then we are praying that you should come because we have a lot of questions to answer. So, okay, thank you very much, Ethan.
All right, 054 257 1061 054 257 1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM. Let me take another caller. Hello.
Yo, not from my guy.
Yes. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm
Please?
good. I'm ready for my interview.
Okay, please go ahead.
Charlie, my Raymond, I forgot to. Charlie, Alpha.
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. I like your image. I want to take money from you this morning, but what you give me, I will not take it. Charlie,
Yes, please go ahead.
that is a good sign, bro. Charlie, we thank for our minister for what he's doing. Charlie, it's just good. It's good. He should keep it up. Like, he should be tight to like how he's doing it. We like it. We appreciate it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. 054 257 1061 054 257 1061 054 257 1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Yes. Please go ahead. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Raymond. I'm
Okay.
currently in a trust kit work, so
Okay. That is fine. Please go ahead.
good work by the minister. So we had opportunity to reduce our budget all this while. And then the previous government and the previous ministers didn't do anything about it. How can you be paying players and management committee the same bonus? When it comes to the fuel,
Okay.
I think we have a sponsorship with oil. Am I right?
Sorry?
We have a sponsorship with oil.
Yes. The team has a sponsorship with Goyle.
So where does that fuel go to?
That will have to find out where that goes to.
And we are spending $5,000.
And unfortunately, we don't know whether the sponsorship is like money or is fuel. So we'll have to get into those details.
Nathan, even if we were driving from here to Russia, I'm not sure we are spending $5,000 on fuel. These people at the FA, these answer certain questions. We're waiting for the minister. Have a good morning.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. It's 8 minutes after 8. Give us a call 054 257 1061. Hello.
Hey, Ajay. It's me. Hey,
Emmanuel, you are not the only person calling, so that's to be expected.
Sporty hotline.
Emmanuel, please
Good
go ahead.
morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. For the first time, transparency has worked in Ghana. For the first time in our history. And I hope this continues. I hope this is not just something that will appear just once. And you see, as we Ghanaians, we deserve this. This is our money. We have to know what our monies are used for. And we have been asking for this. Just do this, and Ghanaians will be happy.
Okay.
Yes, this is one more thing you will do, and I hope this one is not everything something that you just wrote and kind of put it on our face. We'll not wake up one day and kind of see that this thing is just a written thing, but the actual thing is not what is written, what was spoken over there. Nathan, I know my country, and I hope this one is not just a written document.
Sporty FM.
For putting the public, so that after we how will I put it? After acknowledging what we have done, then later come and find out that was not the right money they gave out. Later, I hope you understand me.
Okay.
I hope you understand me later.
Yeah, I get you.
I will go. The sponsorship that the how they call it, the FAs are getting for the Black Star. That money, what are they using it for?
Again, we'll have to find out whether the sponsorship is like cash or is in products. That's the thing. Some people will not give you money.
So the MTN $2 million more, if you credit to them, they give.
I see, Emmanuel. I didn't say that. I said I'll have to find out.
No, I'm
what
just
that
asking.
is. You understand? So we have to find out. In any case, that sponsorship was what? Just 2-3 weeks ago, right? So we have to find out. So we have to find out when it gets active, what it is that they are getting. So when the minister comes, we know.
That's when you spend me over $2 million. Hey, this, I don't understand. We do our things like we are rich. Like, I don't understand. I don't know. Like, hey, we see this West and what the see. I mean, I don't understand. These Western people, I don't know how much they spend when they go to their international teams. For Ghana here, they spend money. Like they tell us, we have machines for the dollars here. We just spend dollars anyhow. We just go and seek for the money and we get an approval without any even going through. See, this is our problem. This is one of our problems. And I hope this will continue. And we thank Sporty FM for pushing the agenda.
All right.
Yes.
Emmanuel.
You are Raymond, Charlie, and some of the journalists who push the agenda. And for those people who do Ghana football is in good as the fire we will burn them.
Okay, Emmanuel, it's all right. Let me take another caller. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take another caller. Hello.
Yes, sir. That I wish again, Chairman.
All right, please go ahead.
In fact, I don't know the question is that $50,000 in the two years. And I say, Minister election, the ASEC President, Raymond. Because that is $50,000
What's the amount for the was what 5,000? Was it 50,000? Okay, it wasn't 50,000. It's 5,000. But that I think that has been taken out. So that are rich. I think.
Yeah, because
anyway, thank you. The minister that are rich Boko. The minister is here. He will answer all those questions. All right. Okay, I think we can't take any more calls for now. Let's just pause on the calls. And then we can begin our conversation with the sports minister.
In Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi and 91.3 in Kumasi. It's a Black Stars morning, and it's a Black Stars budget morning. And fortunately for us this morning, after yesterday's press conference to disclose budgetary allocations for Ghana's next two games in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, the sports minister is here with us this morning. And he'll be going through a few of the issues he raised yesterday with us on the show. If you have questions for the sports minister, you can send them to us via WhatsApp line 0542 571061. 0542 571061. So the Honorable Sports Minister is here with us, and would good time to get into the conversation with the Sports Minister, and good time to welcome the Sports Minister to Sporty 106.1. Honorable, good morning to you, and welcome to Sporty FM.
Good morning, and thank you for the invitation.
Minister also doubles as the MP for Boem constituency, and I'm sure the good people of Boem are listening to us this morning. Your MP is here with us, and Honorable, maybe you'd want to, share some greetings with your people before we get into the conversation proper.
Well, as always, they are the ones who first put me into Parliament before I got the recognition from His Excellency the President to perform additional duties, and so I would always say thank you to them and to wish them also well. We are doing everything humanly possible to make sure we lift up the image of the constituency, and that whether it is in relation to infrastructure, it's in relation to representation, human development, and what have you, we're doing our very best to do so, and I greet them. I wish that they listen into the program and also contribute to it. Thank you.
Honorable, it's been a while since we heard from you. Honorable has been a bit quiet, quietly working behind the scenes, I want to believe. But when Honorable decided to get into the media space once again, he came with a bang. Honorable, yesterday's press conference, for weeks, for months, Ghanaians had been calling for the Black Stars budget, and it wasn't coming. What actually pushed you to put the budget out at yesterday's press briefing?
Well, nothing pushed me. I indicated that we'll put the budget out when it is ready, and it was ready on the 1st of September, and we put it out yesterday, the 2nd of September. So I don't act based on anyone's push, but we act when we have to act. If you are a leader and you act based on push, then you really never lead, because that is what you are supposed to be. You're supposed to be a leader, and so you do things at the right time, and not based on either what people say or what people want you to do, and that is what I have always led. There are instances where my lieutenants will think that, oh, Minister, we have to put this information out because that will help clear your image. I said, no, that's not leadership. Leadership is not about always wanting your image cleared. Leadership is about putting out what must be put out. That is what makes you a leader. I'm not into a showbiz business where you are only thinking about, oh, you must be this, you must... No. You must do what is right at the right time. Yeah. There are times, some information that you would have, that may not be the full information. So you, the leader, should not just be reacting to things. That's not what you do. So you see, as a leader, you have a responsibility to also even lead your lieutenants who are just interested in what it is that have been said about you out there. Oh, there's this accusation that you have done this. Oh, that you have done that. I say, well, you live at the right time. We will respond to all those issues collectively when you have the information that you must deal with. So yesterday was the right time, and we did it. Right. And having done it, you are convinced that you have everything because you have gone through all the stages of looking at the estimates and the support the state wants to give for the World Cup qualifiers agenda, as far as the country is concerned. So I'm happy for it. I'm happy that we did it, and I'm happy we did it the way we did it.
Right. Honorable, the elephant in the room obviously is the Black Stars budget.
Yeah.
When we talk about Black Stars budget, what is the Black Stars budget? What goes into it? What are the processes? What are the stages that budget goes through?
So thank you for this question. And this question alone may take all the time that we have for today's program, but I'll try and maybe summarize. First and foremost, let me start from the end to about how monies that is approved is spent.
Okay.
The Ministry of Sports and Recreation is the spender, the lead spender of monies that is approved for the national team.
Okay.
And I will explain what I mean by that. Because I will not want to come and sit here and make it look like it is the football federation, that's Ghana Football Association, are the ones that all that money is handed over to for them to go and spend. No, that's not how it is.
Okay.
The monies that is approved is released to the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Ghana accounts. Then the ministry will then spend towards the various items as approved. So, for example, the hotel accommodation, you don't give the money to the FA that go and pay for accommodation. The hotel or the facility that is approved to accommodate the team will bring the invoice and the ministry will pay to the hotel through the accounting processes. Not the minister, but the accounts officers who deal with the civil servants who are there. They go through all the processes and pay the hotel.
Okay.
The travel and tour company that gets the right to buy the tickets and or arrange a charter flight for the team is also presents an invoice. Just the same way that, Raymond, you want to buy a ticket, you go to a travel and tour company, they will present you an invoice and you pay. An invoice is also submitted to cover all the invited players. And the ministry will pay that travel and tour company. If we have to rent a car to use, the company from which the car is rented from will present an invoice and the ministry will pay. If for example, Black Star has a bus, so if they purchase fuel, they will present the receipts to the fuel purchases and the ministry will so release that amount of money to, say, the FA.
Okay.
The per diems that is paid on the table. Per diems are paid on the table. It's tabletop payments.
Okay.
So the ministry's purse holder that follows the team will pay, and every person who is entitled to will sign the payment voucher that the person will have to prepare and carry it with him or her. They sign and you pay. Then you come back and come and reconcile. The winning bonuses are not paid on the tabletop. They are non-tabletop payments. The winning bonuses are paid through the accounts of the persons who are entitled to the winning bonuses. And that one also, the ministry pays direct. Even though it's quoted in dollars, the ministry will pay the CD equivalent.
Okay.
The prevailing CD equivalent. For bonuses, it is the CD equivalent that is paid. For the per diems, if it is home game, as we played against Chad in Accra here, and we'll be playing against Mali in Accra here, they will be paid in cedis.
Okay.
The CD equivalent of, say, the $150 for players and $200 for the officials who are qualified for the per diem. Like we went to Morocco to play against Madagascar, and we are in Chad to play against our Chadian counterparts. They will be paid this per diem in dollars because that one is outside of Ghana's jurisdiction. So the only time payment is done in dollars is when you are paying per diem for away games. So in the large extent, the management of the funds is centered at the ministry.
Okay.
Let me clear this first. But what are the processes that we go through?
Yeah.
The Ghana Football Association is an association that the country has entrusted its national teams to them to manage on behalf of the country. So the FA, here in this case, the GFA, manages the national teams for us. So they will propose an estimate or cost items that will be needed to perform their duty to the ministry, the sector ministry, in this case, the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, formerly Ministry of Youth and Sports. Your duty is to now study these proposals and match it with what was previously done and recommendations from various committees and establishments in relation to how best practices should be. And you also match it with the realities of the day.
Okay.
Then you see whether there are areas you disagree with them or errors that you find. You then can call the attention of the FA to withdraw either the estimates that they've brought and to have them corrected to reflect what it is that you have sent. If you feel the headings are generally okay, but it is the amounts quoted for those headings, that one you can keep it and you attach that with your comments and forward to the office of the president, requesting for approval and direction to the finance minister to release the monies to spend. At the presidency, they also have a choice, either to go beyond you, the minister, and the ministry to even engage the FA, or invite all of you to have an engagement, or on their own, just look at the budget and say, these are things that we can do, these are things we cannot do.
Okay.
For the whole of this year, we have had 2 meetings that involve the 3 groups that I have just described in my presentation. In February, we had one between the office of the president, the ministry, and the FA. Okay. Then in June, we had another one between the office of the president, the FA, and the ministry, 3 of us. But we have had a number of meetings, either with the office of the president, the ministry and the office of the president, or the ministry and the FA, and then other online engagements. But this one I'm talking about physical meetings at the presidency. So these very last budgets, the FA brought their estimates and we looked at it. We put in a direct request to the office of the president for approval. Finally, we got the approval on the 1st of September. We relayed that approval to the finance ministry, and the finance ministry has since worked and done part release for us to cover expenses that will be incurred in Chad whilst we work on them. So from here, I have to go back to finance ministry to get them to do the concluding part of the request so they can release the remaining. So by the time the team returns Thursday evening, when they would have conquered their Chadian counterparts there for a maximum 3 points, we would also have to do our responsibility to honor them and prepare also for Monday. So this is what it is in terms of summary of issues.
Now, Honorable, when we look at the budget, the figures sound a bit outrageous. What goes into the budget? What are some of the budget line items that usually pop up that are very important, we can't do without, but add a lot of financial strain to the public purse?
The items are travel tickets. It's non-negotiable. Players have to travel from wherever they are based, practicing their trade to Accra here to camp. Officials who are not in Accra here would also have to travel to base and so tickets is something that is unavoidable. You would have to pay for tickets. When they come, they are also camped. They don't stay in their homes and come to the field. So accommodation is an item that you would have to pay for. When they are camped, they are fed. So meals, food is also an item that is dealt with. If the game is not a home game and they have to move from Accra here to any place like they did going to Chad, they have to also arrange transport for them. It may be a charter flight or it may be through the commercial ticketing. So that one also you would have to pay for. Whilst they are here, they move from the hotel to the pitch to go and train or to go anywhere to perform any function officially. The bus will move. So fuel, there's a need to fuel the bus for the bus to pick them from one point to the other. You also have to pay them per diem, which has been agreed. So you pay them per diem for every day. And the system has been that for the team, they said, even if it is 4 days in the week that they spend, they are paid for 7 days. That's what has existed. Whether it is the right thing to do or is the wrong thing to do is a matter that all of us will have to discuss. And I believe that after we've concluded this qualifying phase, it's something that we need to sit and have a proper conversation on. There is not everything that I want to ruffle now whilst we are midway through the qualifiers. But that is what it is. So even if they come and do just 3 days in a week, their standard days they use to calculate is 7 days. And this affects virtually everybody. Then you also have to spend on medicals because they can get sick, they are human. They can get sick and they have to either go to the hospital and you buy medications. There's a physician attached. So there are some of the things that you treat them there and there. They get injuries that you have to attend to all those injuries. So there's medicals. Then, of course, there's an interest for any other things that you may not have really planned for that would happen. So there's an interest. If you are the home team, you are hosting, you also have additional cost to it. It is the responsibility of the home team to purchase tickets of the officials who are coming to officiate the game. So the referee, the center referee, the assistant referees, and the fourth referee, the match commissioner, the security, all these persons, their travel cost is on you. Their accommodation is also on you. Their feeding and their indemnity is also on you. Their transport is also on you. Then the away team, you would have to arrange a bus for them and a four-wheel in addition for their officials to be able to follow the team. So these are the cost heads that goes into the budget as we have it now. There's no provision, however, for people like you, the media. We don't have any provision to support the media in any way to follow the team, to go and cover the games. No, there's no provision. There's no single cedi provided for that. So if any media person gets aided to go, then it would have been coming from other sources other than the approved budget, either personally or maybe, like I said, sometimes the impress account, or if you are lucky, like they went to Chad, they went with a chartered flight.
Yeah.
So because there is space, it doesn't cost again to add one or two more persons that you feel can cover. So they get added, you fly them in, and then you fly them out.
Okay.
Then What again? Yeah, I think these are. We don't also have budget line for fans, supporters.
Okay.
Nothing. So anyone who comes thinking that there is a budget, Black Stars budget, they've heard that it is this amount of money, and so there's something for support. There's nothing. There's not a peso in the budget for fans.
Okay.
Not a peso is in that budget. Apart from the headlines that I've mentioned here, there is no provision whatsoever for supporters, no provision for the media. So this is what goes into the team sport.
Okay.
So you usually will have about 26 players invited. So these 26, you have to budget 5,000 per head for them. So you have 26 times 5,000. When they win, you have to pay that. You pay the CD equivalent though.
Yeah.
You have to also budget per diem for them. The 26 times 7 by 150. Then 200 times 26 also by 7, the officials. Because every official, including even the management people who go, are entitled to the per diem.
Okay.
As for per diem, they are all entitled to. But it is the winning bonuses that we have excluded the officials. The management team members have been excluded. But the players and the technical team members are the ones that are paid winning bonuses.
Okay. So, Honorable, let's come to the budget itself.
Yep.
So, let's get into our next two qualifiers, because that was the basis for your press conference yesterday. So, for our games against Chad and Mali, I know you have the budget estimate and the approved budget from government. What are the figures looking like for our game against Chad, the away game against Chad? And what have you done in contrast to the estimates you received?
So the game against Chad, let me see, Chad versus Ghana, we are looking at, for the estimates for tickets remain same, and unfortunately for all the games that I have managed, the ticket estimates have never met the real cost that we get. It's always above what they have estimated, but I don't know why the FA keeps bringing this figure, but we have had to keep it like that, and we found monies from other places sometimes to pay when we have to pay. So against Ghana, Chad-Ghana, the total approved is $856,890, as against the request that came from the FA, that was a little over $1 million. They requested for $1,239,000, but we approved $856,890.
What items were taken out for you to?
So, for example, in the request that came from the FA, well, I won't call it a request, the estimate that came from the FA, the incidental expenses when a stroke impressed was 60,000. This was reduced to 20,000.
Okay.
They were also asking for the full payment for bonuses for the head coach, the assistant coaches, the physician, physiotherapists, physical trainers, video analysts, psychologists, then the admin. They were asking for full bonuses in the request that came from the FA. We cut it by half because that is what we have agreed, that we will pay only half, and it is only on qualification to the World Cup that we will pay the rest. The kids officers and all the others too, they added it full, but we halved it. Then officials, 6 officials, they also placed in the requesting for 10,000. We completely took that one off. We also took out the payment for training facilities. We took that off because we realized that per the timings that they were giving us for departing Accra to Chad, by the time they would arrive, they would not be having any serious training on the day of arrival. They would train only today, and they would train at the game time, the time that they are supposed to play the game. And during that one training that you do is the official training, so you don't pay for official training. So we thought that that should also be out. So these are the things that were taken off that brought the budget approved to 856,890.
Yeah, with the $10,000 for the management team, why did you take it out?
Well, because we had agreed together in a meeting with the FA in February when we met that the management team members or the officials, as they have been described, should not earn bonus for every match won. Because your duty is to see the team through to qualify for a tournament. And so we can pay you per diem, but we will not pay you a winning bonus. Your winning bonus is actually qualification. What you should describe as a success as a management team member is qualification. So when we qualify, you will be sorted out appropriately. And so we cannot be paying you for every game that we win. As if even for the players in future, it's a conversation that we can have, whether we should keep that. But the other argument has been that players are normally not permanent. You call them as and when. The person can come and play 1 or 2 games and will get an injury that will keep the person out completely from the team. So if you don't pay the person for his success and he's out of the team, how are you going to manage such a person when the team ultimately qualifies? Are you going to pay the person despite not being in the team? Or what are you going to do? But for the management people, they are appointed and they have kind of like a security of assured tenure unless they are so incompetent that the FA decides to take them off. They will be there throughout the period to be able to see the team through. So in their case, you are assured that they will still be there when the team qualifies, if they work hard together with all the other departments of the game. So that is why we actually thought that be taken off completely.
Now, Honorable, you also took away some $5,000 that was supposed to be allocated for fuel for the bus. And before you came in, I think there was a caller on the line who was speaking about fuel for bus if they were going to if they were going to fuel a jet or something. Honorable, why did you take out that budget line item? And what was the explanation for that introduction?
Like I said earlier, the Stars have a bus.
Okay.
But the bus is not an electric bus, so it runs on fuel.
Okay.
So the FA thought that there should be some commitment from government as far as fuel is concerned. But we also thought that as for fuel of the bus around, it should not be a line that has to be added to the budget. It can be taken care of from the ministry's goods and services. There are a number of things that we normally take care of from our goods and services, so fuel should be one of them. And we don't think that fuel for the rounds that they will make during this period will be that much beyond our capacity that we cannot take care of it from our budget that has already been approved.
So the arrangement of paying the players $5,000 and should they qualify, the remaining $5,000 will be given to them. Did it sit well with the players? How did they take it? How did they accept that arrangement? Because there's a possibility if they don't qualify, they may never get that $5,000.
Well, that's why they must qualify. That's why they must qualify. We didn't just select. We didn't form a team just for playing sake also. We are a nation that is highly respected when it comes to football. So if we select you, you must qualify. So it's another way of motivating you. If you feel motivated by the bonuses that I have to qualify to make sure that I get the rest. What happens to the country also if we pay you full bonuses and you win only a few matches and take that away and you don't also qualify? So we don't get anything.
Okay.
Because if we don't qualify, beyond maybe the fact of maybe advertising, the numbers that will come to the stadium, the joy of it, and so on and so forth, and the pain of losing and what have you, we will not get anything. We spent money for playing the qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations. We didn't qualify, so we will not get anything. Those who qualify will get something. Can you imagine if we were paying maybe full bonuses for the African Cup of Nations qualifiers? We would have paid for the games that they won, but we still didn't qualify. So we have earned nothing. We have lost. We want to cut our loss just in case, and also motivate others that we haven't given you everything. There's still something to be taken. So you surely will come back for it. So you work hard, and in your case of coming back for it, is working hard to qualify.
Right. Honorable, this cost-cutting measure that you introduced since you took over from match day 5, match day 6, match day 7, and now match day 8, has that been the practice? Has it always been the case that ministers or government has always cut the budget to make sure what is estimated is not what is actually given the team? Has that
from the records that I saw, as far as this World Cup qualifiers is concerned, unfortunately, it's not been the case. So the estimate comes, the ministry will chauffeur the estimate with a covering letter to the office of the president. The office of the president will just also write to the finance to release the monies requested for both March day 1, 2, 3, and 4. That was what happened. So there were no cuts. I have had some conversation with the former Minister of Sports who indicated that they were not paying some officers and the rest, but that the documents that we have says otherwise. And that they work to cut some numbers and cut things, but we don't have that evidence as far as the documentation is concerned. And they are there. Letters signed by the Chief of Staff, Madame Akosia Freeman Opari, to the Finance Minister to release monies are there. And the attachments are there to show. You compare that to what has happened in 2025 for both March Day 5, 6, and 7, and 8. You see a clear difference that what was brought was not what was ultimately approved. So what was approved is far less than what was brought because some work was done. You see, the thing about approval and saying, once you approve something and saying, there's the likelihood of it being released. And if it get released, the likelihood of it being spent wrongly. That is why if you have the authority to approve something, you must approve only what you want to be spent within a certain time. You don't approve with the mindset that, we expect this kind of expenditure to be done in future, so we are approving it today.
Okay.
Per the arrangements of budgets, usually when you approve and the budget cycle comes to an end and it is not utilized, it is returned to the chest. And that explains why you must not seek approval for something that you don't intend to spend in that particular budget cycle. So why approve 10,000 in 2024 when you are not going to spend the 10,000 in 2024? Okay. Because the qualification will be determined only in 2025. So it means that in your 2024 budget, when you approve, you approve an expenditure of 10,000. That remaining 5,000 cannot be spent in that year.
Okay.
So it must not feature in your approvals. Because if it features and it gets released, it can be spent.
Yeah.
Not for why and what it has been released for, but for other things. Only for you to come and incur some the debt that you need to be paid. That is why it's important. Even in the 2025 budget that was read early this year by Finance Minister Tuforsen, because we haven't qualified, it cannot capture those payments. So it is only the 2026 budget that will be read later this year that will have to capture those additional payments, because by that time we know our situation.
Okay.
By maybe by Monday the 8th, depending on what happens in the two games, you can know clearly that you have qualified.
Okay.
If you don't get to know that you have qualified by these two games, by the next games also you will know whether, and that is in October. So at least you would have known before the presentation of the budget.
Right.
And all these issues will be captured.
Well, Honorable, let's look at the budget for the Ghana-Mali match, which is a home game. And then we'll look at how much savings you've made ever since you assumed office in terms of match day 5, match day 6, and then match day 7, match day 8. Let's get an appreciation of how much government has saved by departing slightly from the estimate that was proposed and the actual that was approved.
So the home game, that's Ghana versus Mali, we have an expenditure of approved $463,600. This is so because the travel tickets for both in and out has already been captured in the Chad versus Ghana approval.
Okay.
So you are not going to be buying tickets for them to have to return.
Okay.
You have already bought the ticket for them, so you don't have tickets in the home game as we did in the away game, because that one captured all those details. Then you also have what again? What was sent for my consideration was $814,150, but what was ultimately approved was $463,600. So these are the things. I'm not really interested in savings as in savings, but I'll call it that it's prudence. And then we decided, for purposes of accounting transparency and making sure that nothing untoward happens along the line, let's only approve what must be spent now.
Okay.
And not approve what will be spent in future, when there will be opportunity for you to approve in that future later as it should be done. So that's what we did. So against 800, we approved 463, and then against 1.2 something, we approved 856. So okay. these are things that we did. But generally, like I said, since March the 5, we have not just approved what comes, but the fact that what has been approved is even less doesn't also mean that everything have been paid. We still owe for some of the services that were rendered for even March the 5, March the 6. We still owe. We still owe for services that were rendered even in 2022 World Cup and World Cup qualifiers. We still owe.
Why is that so?
Well, the hotels are writing to us that they were not paid. The ticketing agents are writing to us that they were not paid for tickets that they issued either for the World Cup or even for the qualifiers. Vendors, some vendors who supply one thing or the other are saying they have not been paid. And so all these things are there. They are part of debts that we are verifying to see what we can handle with them. We also have come and we also owe for some of the services that have been rendered. And I've been on the heels of the finance minister to get things sorted out so we could clear some of our current indebtedness whilst we continue to verify the old ones and see what we can do about them.
Well, this is still Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. This is the Sporty Breakfast. In studio with us this morning is the Honorable Minister for Sports and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Iddie Adams. Yesterday, he held a press conference, and at that press conference, he disclosed the budget for Ghana's upcoming World Cup qualifier between Chad and Mali. And this morning, we are fortunate to have him in studio with us to run the rule over what happened yesterday and get into a few details with us. He's explained quite a few things on the show this morning. And you can keep your questions coming, 0542 571061, 0542 571061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. My name is Raymond. Nathan Kwao started the show with me, but he has to attend to some urgent business quickly, and so I'll be taking the show home. But let me get to a few of your questions, the questions you have for Honorable. Honorable, there are a few questions on my screen, and some of them you have answered. Some of them I'm sure would get into in a bit. So, Kobe Baden, he's listening in from Dansoma, and he says, my problem has always been with the Black Stars winning bonus. I think there should be a fixed winning bonus in every game they participate in, and when they qualify for an AFCON, they should be rewarded only if they win the tournament, and in the World Cup, they should be rewarded only if they reach the semi-finals. And on the game against Mali, God willing, on Monday, I hope tickets will be flexible to purchase. So, Honorable, let's talk about ticketing, and then we'll also deal with the Black Stars bonus payment structure. Honorable, the concern for many has been how much the players earn, and if that could be changed to some sort of qualification bonus or a performance-based bonus. Have you thought of that ever since you assumed office, and do you have plans of reforming the structure at the moment?
Well, there's a need to reform the structure. There's surely the need. It can't continue the way it is, because I believe that is why many persons have raised concerns, and the first tester to this program is also raising some concerns. So just like our national constitution, just like remuneration that we give to various office holders that people have raised concerns, I think this is also a matter for us to discuss and see what it is and how we have to do it. President Mohammed's commitment to making the budgets of national teams public is part of the beginning of that process. And we will continue to discuss, and I'm sure when we have a healthy discussion, because it is no longer will be on speculations, but the actuals, the reality, then we can move forward with it. So I think that is a good thing to do.
Right. Honorable, there's another question here, and Felix Romack sends this in. He says, Otuado reportedly earns $50,000 per month as coach. Why must we pay him additional $10,000 if he wins a game? And that's another question coming in.
What must he?
Why must he earn $10,000 as winning bonus anytime the team is a coach?
Well, that is what was agreed as part of his benefits. Indeed, the contract also stated what he will get when the team qualifies. Yeah, the contract that they signed with him mentioned what he will get when the team qualifies also. And the winning bonus has been agreed. That's what I'm saying. in the spirit of transparency and accountability, it's good that the president indicated that he wanted this to be a public discussion. It should not be kept as secret. After all, if you take I hear some people say that, if it's discussed, the players would. Which of these players is not earning more than $5,000 or $10,000 for a week? Which of these players, apart from maybe the local ones, which of these players will you actually say that the teams they are playing for, they are earning less than $5,000 a week? They are earning more than that. So putting out what it is that they get, it's nothing.
Okay.
Because all of us seated here know that each of those players are earning big money. So it is nothing big to say that, you have exposed the person's earning that he didn't want to be known, because this is smaller than what it is that they are earning. So I don't see anything at all that should be wrong with it. If there is anything wrong with it, that it must not be paid and it is not actually earned, then they would also agree with their fellows that, this is what the nation thinks. The nation thinks that we should play it this way and not with this kind of arrangement. And we can all move forward. So that it doesn't become like it is the minister, but the maybe playing body will be on the minister, and the
coaches,
the fans and supporters and Ghanaians will also be on the minister.
Okay.
As if you alone are the one decide. These ones are whipping you for it. These ones are against it being paid.
Right.
So let's all have a focused discussion. Let's put the reality out there and let's have a conversation. For example, when the president talked about flying first-class flights and then all those things, and I heard people were talking about the players should not fly business class. I came out personally to defend it, that I don't think it's right to say that the players should not, they should fly economy. Because take it, for example, somebody played on Saturday night in US, and the person has to fly from, I think, California, 6 hours to one point New York, and then fly from New York to Accra here. And you are saying that that person who have just played, maybe he was hit and he's having some challenge on his ankle or somewhere, he should sit in the economy and do like 17 hours and come down, and from the airport go straight to the training camp and play for you. Are you not being wicked?
Yeah.
That is, for me, wickedness to the highest level. So at least give the person the minimal comfort of flying in a business class where he can stretch his legs and, if need be, have a nap. And so during this flight time, he can be having some rest. So when he arrives, he will at least, it's not the best of situation though, but he will at least be in a better form than if you had put the person in an economy class. So don't compare yourself. You who is just a fan, don't compare yourself to the one who is really plying the trade. So I came out strongly and defended that. That is wrong. Some people insulted me for it. They said all that they will say. But I still think today that if you ask me, unless we are chartering the flight and then we have a smaller aircraft, that one mostly is for very short distances. So they would have to sit in the spaces that is available and go. If they are going to be coming individually from their various bases, where some of them play on a Saturday and they are flying, sometimes that very evening after playing, some play and the next morning they are flying. No, it will be absolutely wrong to squeeze them in the economy class. Even one of the players that I'm talking about, I think that's Pintel.
Yeah, Joseph Pinto.
Joseph Pinto. He flew one leg in economy, though the ticket that we got for him was supposed to be business. He did 6 hours in economy. It was from New York down that he now flew in business. When we complained, they said, oh, the flight was overbooked and blah, 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 blah. I said, but if it's overbooked, should he be the victim? But for the love of country, he accepted. He flew. Because if he didn't, he was going to miss the next flight, and that would mean that he will not get here to join his colleagues to have their first training here and then get to Chad to also play. So it's really something that we must discuss and agree as to the way forward. I think the structure would have to be looked at.
Honorable, there's been a lot of concerns about sponsorship for the Black Stars.
Yeah.
So we see the Black Stars and their kits, and we see lots of sponsors on their shirts. Part of it, we've seen Goil in recent times as sponsors of the Black Stars. And there's a question on my monitor, and the person says, why are we supposed to pay $5,000 for fuel when the Black Stars is supposed to be enjoying sponsorship from Goil? The Goil sponsorship, Honorable, what's in it? Is it fuel allocation, or Goil financially supports the senior national team?
So the sponsorship goes, from what I got, it's more for the premiership. That's what is used in supporting the clubs at the premiership. So they get the support for fuel. It's been arranged in such a way that the fuel support goes for premiership. I'm not aware that they are sponsoring Black Stars with fuel. If it's that sponsorship is part, I may have to check.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that every expenditure of the Stars, as far as the qualification is concerned, is taken care of by the state. So the bills, everything that will happen will be submitted, and the ministries takes care of it. Like I'm saying, we book the accommodation, so we will pay. We secured the tickets, so we will pay. When the officials who are coming to officiate the game, we arrange the tickets for them, so we will pay. We arrange the cars for them, so we will pay. The only item that maybe the FA will spend directly and so submit will be fueling of the bus.
Okay.
And so they will fuel and submit it, and the ministry will so honor.
Okay. Honorable, in terms of sponsorship for the Black Stars, in recent times we've seen MTN put out some huge cash incentive for our national teams, including the Black Stars. How do these monies come in to support the Stars? Because it's almost looking like every expenditure of the Stars has to go through the consolidated fund or has to go through the government purse. How do we benefit from the sponsors that tag along the Black Stars?
Of course, the announcement is sponsoring of what? The Black Stars. But when you read the details, it goes way beyond the Black Stars. It's to almost all the national teams. Yeah. So what normally any strategic person will do is to use your biggest brand to raise money to support the lesser ones. So sponsors, if you go with sponsors with the mindset that, oh, I want you to come and support my U15, they may not buy it more than if you want them to support, you use the senior national team. So whatever you get, you have a responsibility, because you know that it is the U15, the U17s, the U18s, the U19s, and the 20s who will grow to become the members of the Black Stars, the senior team. So you also need to give them some of this support.
Okay.
And so the simple term of maybe robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of situation applies there. So you may hear the sponsorship Black Star, but not everything will go to Black Star, because there are about 20 national teams. That's what we have for both male and female. Yeah. For the various ages, they have 20 national teams, development levels, and the competitive senior level. Like we know that we have all the way up to FIFA. We have the under 17. We have the under 20, 23, and the national team, male and female. Then we have also developed some other ones CAF has recognized the U15 now, male and female, and we have the U18 and U19 also as additions that we have developed as a country. So we have all these to take care of. Their coaches, their training activities, their competitions, their friendlies, all these must be, and it is not everything that maybe government will have to sponsor. So some of these sponsorship packages go to support it.
Okay. This is still the Sporty Breakfast, and you're live on Sporty 106.1 in Accra. Just before we started a conversation with the sports minister, the Ghana Football Association issued a statement on the Black Stars. Let me quickly get into that. The heading reads, GFA statement on Black Stars. The Ghana Football Association has taken careful note of statements made at the press briefing on Tuesday, September 2, 2025 by the Minister of Sport and Recreation. As the custodian of Ghana football, the GFA will, in due course, provide clarifications to the issues raised. We, however, deem it prudent at this time to maintain our collective focus on the immediate national task at hand, the crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying matches against Chad tomorrow, Thursday, September 4, 2025 at 1 p.m. and Mali on Monday, September 8, 2025 at 7 p.m. The Black Stars require the unflinching support of all Ghanaians as they prepare to navigate these important encounters. The unity and commitment of our supporters have always been the team's greatest strength, and we urge the nation to keep this spirit alive. Once the match against Mali is concluded, the GFA will make its comprehensive remarks regarding the ministry statement. And they continue to say, we extend our sincere appreciation to all Ghanaians for their understanding and their continued support for the Black Stars and all our national teams. Signed, Communication Department, Ghana Football Association. And that was the statement released an hour ago by the Ghana Football Association. Minister of Sports and Recreation is still with us. Honorable Kofi Iddie Adams is here with us. Honorable, statement from the Ghana Football Association. Would you want to pass a comment on that?
Well, there's no need to pass a comment because we speak to documents.
Yeah.
I don't think that is their statement. That are they going to say that they did not present estimates that went through the processes and that there are no approvals and that maybe government did not slash some of the things? Is that what they are going to do? There's no need for it. But if they so bring the statement, we'll look at the statement and we'll respond to it appropriately with the documentation. It's not everything that sometimes you get up and you want to respond because you don't have any case to respond. Yeah. One, you presented an estimate. The estimates went through a process and the approval have so been given. And it is that approval that we are working with. And that's all. Yeah. So I don't know what it is that they want to but we'll wait for them since they say they would respond. But who is communication this? There should be is there no human being there that can put his name to?
It's signed Communications Department, Ghana Football Association.
They should have put a name there so that we know when we are speaking to, we speak to a name. But Communication Department is so vague. Yeah. You can't just put it there and say, because there's somebody in charge of what? Communication there. So why is the person afraid to put his name there? And there is Communication Department. That's the first point of question that should be asked. Because in a statement like this, be bold to put your name there. So right now, if you want to ask, who is Communication Department?
Honorable, I want to inquire from you quickly. After the 2022 World Cup, Ghana received a prize money of $10.5 million and $2.5 million was to be allocated to the Ghana Football Association for legacy project. From your checks, ever since you assumed office, did that money go to the FA? And if it did go, what have they used the $2.5 million on?
I have not gone into those things, but okay. I do know that usually when the money comes, part will go to the FA for their development activities. The state would or the nation would also take some to support its budget and what have you, because like I'm telling you now, every qualifying process the cost is taken by the state.
Okay.
So the state will surely be interested in how those monies are managed. And so generally the finance ministry and the rest will know how and what went into the state coffers and what was given to the GFA for its development purposes.
Right. Honorable, there's a final question on the Black Stars, and I think after this conversation we'll get into what you've been doing in the space of other sport disciplines, because over the weekend I think I saw you at the Pru, right? You were on a bicycle. We'll get into a bit of that. But Honorable, on the Black Stars, and finally, is there going to be a time where the contract of the coach is going to be made public, so that the speculation about how much he earns, how much he doesn't earn, how much he receives for bonuses, all of these ones will be nipped in the bud, because there's no transparency when it comes to those contracts? The technical team of the Black Stars, the video analyst, the technical advisor, all of those ones. It seems there's no detail, there's no information on those contracts and how we employ them. Moving on, are we going to see a bit more transparency?
These are all the areas that we are going to look at. Because if it's the government that pays all these persons through bonuses, we must be interested. We pay the coach. We pay the assistant coaches. We pay some other persons to perform a function for us. These video analysts and what have you supports the coach to function effectively to make sure that the team performs. So these are all departments that must be looked into. So if sometimes a coach is not performing, you don't only look at the coach. You must look at all the departments in its totality and review and see whether the competency level is okay or not. Whether there's a need to review. Take someone like the physician, Dr. Pambo. In this country, I don't think that at this moment, you can have any other young person with a lot of energy like him. He has a lot of energy. Well, there may be younger person, but he has a lot of experience. So you can't take it away from such a person that he is not someone who is qualified for his job. There may be others that you may raise concerns, but you must also factor familiarity with the space and whether it is also not appropriate to even give opportunity to as many persons as possible to experience that, whether at the junior level, so at any time there is any problem, even at the senior level, people can fill in the gap rather than keep one person for a very, very long time that when the person leaves too, it may also create a problem. So we must plan and have a proper succession to know that, okay, for this category of officers, these are the processes that they will go through before you get into handling the senior national team. You would have had this experience. So we will give you a certain level of career progression, of course, based on performance. If you are performing well, then we can see you through all the way to the top. Then it is not because maybe a new executive for the FA is elected, so they come with their changes, or maybe a new government is in place. The government feels like no, we can't. This one cannot be there. So no. For me, that is not the way to do things. Let's get our best. If those who are in there are our best, they should stay and function. If they are not, and we have better quality out there, let's hunt for it and bring it in. That, for me, is the only way to go. That's an answer to all the issues and concerns that we have.
Honorable, we play Mali on Monday, and ticket price for the game has been announced. VVIP 1,000, VIP 500, VIP lower 200, popular stand 30, center line 30, Many believe it's a bit on the high side. And
How
the
is
Black
it on the
Stars,
high side?
the Black Stars would, if we want a lot of people to be at the stadium, we should possibly be
But
looking at
this-
lower figures.
Even when we played, what do we call it?
Chad.
Champions.
Okay.
No.
Champion
of champions. How much was the fee? When we played champion of champions, how much was the fee? When they did Gaka top 4, how much was the fee?
I think for Gaka Top 4 it was free gate.
No.
The one at Legon.
Yes. It wasn't
Okay.
free.
It wasn't free gate.
It wasn't
Well,
free
I
gate.
didn't go to the stadium, so
Champions of champions,
Okay.
they paid. So why do we run out? We want our pitches to look good.
okay.
We want things to be done well, and we always say, you the media, you come and sit here and say, oh, I have traveled to Europe and I went to the stadium and it was this, it was that. That you want the Accra Sports Stadium to look just like that. That when you enter the washrooms, you want it to look so good, just as you saw there, but you don't want to pay. How do you want the NSA to run those facilities? How do you want them to run? So everything, we want government to go and look for money from somewhere to come and create comfort. Is that what happens where you go and see and come and report? So sometimes your reportage is limited and shortened by the fact that you don't also say what it is that they do and to be able to keep such things the way they keep them. So we should begin to ask ourselves whether we want to play on Sakura pitches or we want to play on good pitches. Whether we want our stadium washrooms and the rest to be kept clean and to have cleaners that will regularly be cleaning them when we have games and what have you, or we just want you go in there and then what you see, you even if it is pee that you want to pee, the pee will just squeeze itself. There are instances where you are rushing to go and pee and you enter somewhere and the pee will just dry up. If that is what you want, then let's continue that way.
But Honorable, you've been touring match venues. You've been touring a lot of match facilities. Babaya Sports Stadium in recent times. What's the state of some of the facilities you visited?
Well, it's not good.
What's happening?
It's not good at all. It's not good. The state is not good. See, sometimes basic things that the NSA could do, they can't because they do not have. First and foremost, attendance is low, and even where they do, the ticket price is very, very low, extremely low. So there are two things. You make it virtually low and you experience stampede. So why not check it? And make sure that you don't get the too many numbers even around. And of course, it should be numbers that must be there, that can be controlled. So I completely disagree with people. VIP or VVIP 1,000 is not above people who want to sit at VVIP. It should not. You yourself should feel that you have paid to support the country's sports development. You should be happy. And mostly we use the VVIP, VIP to also support the popular stands and what have you. Yes, when we played against Chad, we decided to bring it down because that may not have been your biggest of games. Everybody know that Chad was more like the whipping baby in the team. Till now, they don't even have any point. And we are going to play them, and I know they will not have any point. So you needed something else to attract people. But Mali is one of the top sides that you come in against. Mali and Comoros. These are the ones that are challenging us. Comoros have 12 points. I think Mali have 10 or 9.
Yeah.
Mali have either 9 or 10, one of it, 9. Mali have 9, Comoros have 12. So these are the two top that are chasing us. We are lucky. Our next 2 home games are against these 2. So you would have opportunity to be able to at least get some contributions from also lovers to be able to use some to maintain. Can you imagine that after these 2 home games, we are able to even say that through our own IGFs, we are able to fix another stadium and bring it to CAF FIFA standard? Wouldn't we be happy?
Yeah.
Than to just be having only one? Why should we allow all these revenue streams to go away in the name of, oh, it's high? And then meanwhile, you, the media people, when you come and say, I've been listening to some of you. Oh, and I traveled to the Fulham Stadium, and I went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I went here. And if you see the stadium, how clean it was, how much did you pay to enter there? How much did you pay? This same Ghanaian who is chopping CDs here is able to go there and pay pounds or pay euro or dollars high to go into a stadium and come and praise and compare it. He wouldn't compare it to another stadium in Europe. He wants to come and compare it with Onijan Sports Stadium and Baba Yara. And a higher tan, they will use all the terms to describe it. And so we need to contribute. In those countries, it's not government. Yes, government gives some seed support, and the people run their own facilities through some of these situations. So I don't see why 1,000, if you convert 1,000 CD, for example, to dollars, that's how much? That would be about
1,100. So at 11, let's just use 11.
$11.
Of 11.
11. We are using 11 CD.
11 CDs.
So if you are using 11 CD
11
to
CDs
a dollar, if you divide 1,000 by 11, what do we get?
So we are getting 90 something thereabout.
So 90 something dollars for a VVIP.
Yeah.
And we say it is too much. So by about 1991 dollars, we pay like sometimes 500,000 euro. The least sometimes that you get for what they describe as popular stand or the rest will be about 250, 300 euro.
Yeah.
And if we are asking that pay this for VVIP, the other wings 500 and then the lower, why should there be a complaint?
Honorable, there's work ongoing at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium.
Sure.
And we are expecting that other facilities would also get a facelift. Is there a plan from the ministry with regards to timelines, with regard to making sure these facilities are ready for?
I wish they were ready even yesterday. But timelines are usually based on pockets also. And that is part of the reason. When we met as a team, one of the things I told them was that wouldn't we be happy as a ministry and as NSA that we finished and out of this game we are able to say to the country that we are fixing 1 or 2 of our facilities? Wouldn't we be happy? For some of my persons who were a bit so sensitive, they thought that, we should reduce it to 700 for VVIP. So I asked, what is the difference between the 700 and then the 1,000? If the person can pay 700, the person can pay 1,000. So why reduce it? Why not just have a certain flat rate? Then it makes it easier for collection and accounting purposes. And we brought back the center line and the popular stand to the levels that it has always been. We reduced it because we thought that Chad was the lowest in the group, and to attract people to come, well, let's bring it down. But not when you have your very top game that you are going to be playing, especially if Mali should win at home against Comoros, they feel that they have become very competitive. And so would want to come very strong, even though their agenda now will be to be among the top 4 best teams to play off to join the other 9. They will still come very strong. And so you need to know that that's your highest game. Because you win that one, if they should beat Comoros at home and you win against Mali, then it means that against Comoros, anywhere that you play it will become more for celebration.
Yeah.
It will be more for us to celebrate how the World Cup will look like.
That's true.
So let's pay. Let's just get out there and pay. We cannot continue. And I have told the NSA also to make sure that with these payments that we are doing, we must introduce a lot of systems that will make fans at least enjoy their entry into the stadium and their stay in the stadium. So a lot of things are being introduced where ticket checking will be done from a certain distance, and other things will be introduced that will make it easier for checking to be done at the entrance. So we don't hold the people long queue crowded.
Yeah.
So they will feel that atmosphere.
Like in Europe.
Like in Europe. if not like exactly like Europe, at least they should have a feel. There should be some jump from what was experienced the last time to what they will be experiencing now.
Okay.
So all these things are also part of game management, and we must accept this. We can't, for one, say that we should continue to take VVIP less than. The VVIP should actually have been equivalent to $100. Yeah. But this one is even less than $100.
Right.
Yeah.
Honorable, let's look at other sports. And in recent times, I've seen you at the Pro Ride. I've seen you on a bicycle joining the team. I think I've seen you at a marathon as well. What are you doing for other sport disciplines? Tennis, boxing, cycling. What have you done in recent times to also give them the assurance that they can also get support just like the Black Stars do? Because when the budget for the Black Stars comes out like this, other federations keep running around and saying, well, when can we also command such figures in terms of what we bring to the ministry for support? What's the plan for them as well?
Well, first and foremost, I don't like it when people try to compare with others when they are different. In life, let's compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges, not apples to oranges and oranges to apples. Football, Raymond. You all know where football is. No doubt about that. We all know. Not just in Ghana, but around the world. Even for nations that we previously thought they were not footballing nations, they have deliberately invested heavily in football, both in terms of infrastructure and even the human development part of it, than they have done in any other sport, including even what they were originally known to be good in. Look, Kenya, Ethiopia, that we knew to be good at long distance marathon runners, are investing in football, doing all they can to lift their footballing situation up. So we need not make those comparisons. I don't like it. But we are very intentional in terms of our support to the other sports. And in dealing with this, because funding has always been the challenge, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has supported seriously to make sure that in his tenure, Sports Fund see fruition. And so as a result of that, Cabinet had given approval for the establishment of a sports fund that will generate appropriate funds that can go to support our sports, especially the least financed ones. But even before the sports fund get established, we have been quite fair in our approach to the other sports. And that is why the minister and the ministry have shown a lot of concerns in participating in most of these other sports and sporting activity. The chief of staff, for example, have also shown a lot of interest in many of these sports that he has shown presence. So government is doing all this so that sponsors will be encouraged and motivated. They don't feel like, oh, we are sponsoring a sport that maybe government is not showing interest, it's only this. So we show presence. The Pro Ride that you mentioned, for example, the Prudential Life Insurance have been sponsoring this for the last 6 years. They started sponsoring since 2019. They have not witnessed the presence and participation of a deputy minister, let alone a minister. From everywhere, then come to sports, same. But now we have only a minister for sports, no deputy, but I have participated in their events.
Yeah.
There are many other sporting, bodybuilding, I participated in their events.
So yeah, boxing.
Boxing, I participated in their events. Arm wrestling, I participate in their events. Weightlifting, I have participated in their events. But me, I'm just one. I don't have even a deputy to be assigning him for some of these things. But why do I do this? I do this so that the sponsors will know that the government is happy with what you are doing, and government will want to urge you on to even do more. So that is one approach. So aside the sports fund, that when it comes, we'll be able to support them appropriately. We are doing all these in order to at least keep sponsors to be faithful with the sports they have chosen to sponsor, and to even get new ones to come on board. The ministry have also been very careful in utilizing its small goods and services to support many of the other sports also. And yesterday I gave one example of for example, the university students were supposed to go for some athletic competition in Germany. We took responsibility and purchased tickets, supported the ticket purchase for them. The unfortunate thing was that the German embassy declined them visas and gave visa only to one person. The recently young people who went to Algeria for the African competition for the young persons, athletics and many other areas, they brought their estimates and indicated I was going to cost them everything. Their per diem, their everything, air tickets was going to be 77,000 USD. By the time it was time for them to go, the 61 officials and athletes put together, the ticket alone went to $189,000.
The sports ministry must pay.
We must. We didn't have money. So they went around and finally they got an agent who was willing to do it if we put in an undertaking. So we put in an undertaking and we must pay within 6 months. So it is something we are working on to be able to raise money to deal with that. But it jumped from 70. When they brought 77, I got them to also contribute something, and they agreed that they were going to do 20,000. First they said 10. I pushed them further, and they got another 10, making 20. So I was thinking that my ministry and Ministry of Education together should be able to clear the remaining 57, only for it to jump to this level. But we still, because these are young people who have been given all the assurances that they were going to participate. You cannot just say that because this have happened, they won't go. You would have shattered possibly their career for a very long time. Next time they are training for a competition, they may not train the way they should because they may think that, oh, maybe they will not even let us go. But they went and they quite a number of them did very well. And this was the maiden edition.
Yeah.
And it was good. So these are the things that we are doing. But most times we don't make so much noise about them. But we are trying to push as much as possible some of these least financed or least pushed sports. We may not be able to do for all because there are 56 federations.
Yeah.
56 federations. So we may not be able to. Today, these ones will come, they have this, they have that. We may not be able to. We are working to recategorize them, improve their governance system, make some of them more national federations that will have to perform actively nationally here for people to see and know that they exist.
Okay.
Even before you think about bringing requesting support from ministry to go for international competitions, you must first be known here. You shouldn't just exist and to surf the sites and see some competition and then apply and then come to the ministry that, oh, there is some competition happening in this country and we want to go, so sponsor it. That's not the approach. I want them to show strength locally by being very active in a few regions at least, and at the grassroots level, show me what the plan is, then before we can move on.
Honorable, have you followed the badminton team's global achievement recently?
Yes, I've followed badminton very, very well.
Yes.
I followed the president of badminton is a very good friend of mine. So I followed. He's a very good friend of mine. So we really communicate, and he has actually even indicated to me that he wants to, as part of his national expanse, or he wants to bring badminton to even beyond into the new regions, including the OT regions and then the rest. And I'm in love with the young girls and boys, some from Sweden, some from other, who are really performing wonders. I witnessed one of their competitions that they did, the air badminton that was done at the beach. In La Boma, La Boma Beach was where I was there personally to witness. I followed their performance both locally and then anytime they travel out. They are doing quite well and it's commendable. Yeah. It's one sport also that you can easily spread it around the country and just the way they have found these young ones and are doing wonders, we can get a lot more to do same. Recently, when Ghana was just winning so much, and I was at the medal presentation also, and they played our anthem for a number of times. It was as if we were the only country participating. I have to ask, and they said, oh, Egypt was there, I think Morocco was there, a few other, Cote d'Ivoire, a few other countries were there, but they were just playing Ghana's anthem like that, and it gives you joy.
Yeah.
It gives you joy.
Honorable, there's World Athletics Championships coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Ghana Athletics would have presented you with a budget for their participation in this tournament. Are they going to get support from the ministry?
Well, when you say budget, then you reminded me of my very respected senior and former vice president. When you go to him and you go and say, well, we brought the budget, he will tell you, then go and spend if you have the budget. Tell me you have brought estimates.
Well, I've only brought you estimates.
You have only brought estimates. Because budget is when the money is there, has been approved, and then it's sitting there, you know that you have it, then it becomes, a budget.
That's correct. So are you going to support them?
Well, we have to. Athletics, for me, is also dear to my heart. And I really wish that even me, myself, I have capacity personally to be there to cheer our young persons. I've been following their performance, and anytime they do, I either reach out to them personally and to encourage them to even do more. There are others also, especially Ghanaians in United States of America, who want to acquire our passports. They are Ghanaians, but they don't have some of these documents because either their parents were born there and they too have been given birth there, but they want the opportunity to be able to compete with Ghana's flag. We facilitated some of these things for them and have been encouraging them. And we want to very soon launch a diaspora also project where we must identify. You see, in the past, we used to have everybody here. So the Europeans, the Americans will come here and get the players or athletes to go. Now, we have Ghanaians who have lived there, who have given birth, and they are also giving birth that some of them have not even come home before. So we have a responsibility to follow through, to get to them.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is that they have better training facilities than we do here.
That's correct.
So if we get to identify them, many of the sports we are not able to compete at Olympics, or we compete and we don't do well because we do not have facilities. These are our brothers and sisters who are in the Americas and other parts, who have the facilities, will get better facilities and train, qualify and compete in our name. So we will be able to compete even more. Can you imagine if we start a project, possibly even now, by the qualification time for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, we would have had a lot of athletes who will be performing in various disciplines. So it is another task that I have given to my ministry, that we should engage with the federations and let's see how this could be outlined. The Ghana Athletics Association is doing very well when it comes to these areas of following through, identifying athletes. They are doing very well. And so we are in to support them. Athletics itself generates all the interest that it generates, and we wish them well. We are competing in 4 by 100. We are doing, I think, some 400 meters. We are doing high jump. The lady is doing high jump. Yeah. And then we're doing another event. So there are about just 6 athletes and then 3 officials who are involved. And so we'll see what we can do. Even yesterday, my chief director and I had a conversation about their request. It is big, but not so big. I'm sure maybe Sporty FM can come and support them. So if you give us $5,000, we'll receive.
Okay.
And then add it. So tell your management who are hearing me that they should come and support the World Athletics project. Or any other person hearing me, please, we beg, if you can support our athletes to fly our colors high, please just get in touch, and we will be so glad that you did and you contributed to them participating and winning. There's a good chance, if you look at their time, they can do very well. There's a great potential for them to win some medals for us after we've been out of medals in the athletic competition, especially the short distances, for a very long time. So who knows? Let's support them.
Honorable, finally, sports funding.
Yep.
Clearly, there's a gap, and we would need support from somewhere.
Yep.
What's the plan with regards to the ministry, and what's the plan to bridge this gap? What are the initiatives that you plan to roll out to help ease the pressure on the ministry and government?
So I have said earlier about the sports fund, but also the corporate world must come on board. They really must come on board, and individuals should also come on board. Identify one thing or the other that you can do. When we started the journey of trying to do this improved league system, it all started with the thought that, well, we needed to bring back the viewership through the presence of DSTV, even broadcasting our league. So I engaged with our current majority leader, who was also a former minister for youth and sports, and still very interested in sports activity, especially football. So on that day, I was out from the chamber when the issue arose. So he spoke on my behalf and gave clear indications. Subsequently, we have since had serious engagements, and we've come this far and have inaugurated what it is that we have inaugurated for the support of the Premier League here locally. And I believe that the journey has been good so far. The engagement has been very positive. So I pray that they will respond appropriately and give some support that will go a long way to benefit our clubs. And once we clear with that, we'll move on to other sports and bring on board the corporates, because in many countries, it's the corporates that have always supported sports. So they must see that as part of their responsibility. whether it is corporate social responsibility or is helping even their own employees to also have a place that they can go to relax over the weekend, and it helps, because the more we have a lot of sporting events happening, the better for us, the better for all of us. If this weekend you have tennis happening here, your employees who are tennis lovers will go. If you have basketball also being sponsored and it's being played there, your employees who are basketball lovers will go. If it's athletics, if it's badminton, if it is this. So once we do that and they are participating in all this, they come back very well freshened, and productivity at work will actually be even higher. And sometimes at these platforms, solutions are found to many problems. When people sit around there and then they converse, they find solutions to problems that they didn't find solution to at workplace environment. So the corporate should also understand that it's also, aside social responsibility, it may also help their own companies in one way or the other.
Honorable, the Black Stars play on Thursday against Chad, and then on Monday they play against Mali. Your message to the Black Stars?
Well, my message to them is to continue doing what it is that they have done so far all this year. They are a winning side. They are a very strong side. We all know their capacity and their capability. We know that they can make us proud. They are the best, as I've always told them. Once you have been called to Black Stars, don't listen to any comment that you are not good. You are the best as far as the football is concerned. Go out there, be determined, be focused, listen not to comments from outside, or even if you do, every single negative comment against you, there are millions that support you that you are not told. And so they should know that the whole of the country is behind them. The whole of the country is supporting them. Nobody should run away from the 50-50 balls. They should take that game serious and whip and score as many goals as possible and retain with the 3 maximum points. When we come home here too against Mali, let's treat them very well and make sure that they also return back to Mali without a point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Sports and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Adams. That was his message to the Black Stars, and I'm sure he has a message for the fans as well. Fans who should be at the Accra Sports Stadium on Monday. Honorable, what do you have for them? Well, they said they'll buy the tickets and come.
Well, they must come because they make the game, and it is for their joy that we have had to raise the price of the ticket, so that collectively, all of us, the small that we put together, some of it can be placed into enhancing the environment that we use to welcome them. So they should come in their numbers. Nobody should stay away because of a 30 CD or a 50 CD gate fee. And the big people shouldn't stay away because of 1,000 CD or a 500 CD. Come and cheer the teams. Come and cheer the national team. Come and support them. Your darling players will be there. Your technical people will be there. Let's, for once, unite as a country and play, because we are all players. Those on the field will be doing the scoring, but all of us are players. We play in different ways. We play through praying. We play through cheering, we play through singing, we play through every positive thing that we will do. But the 11 on the pitch will do the scoring for us. So let's all be there. I invite each and every one of us. Nobody should stay away. The ticket points, sales point will be announced very soon. And it will be available at your favorite radio stations and fuel stations and other points that they usually will get opportunity to buy these tickets, so you can come in your numbers. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. And it's been a pleasure having the Honorable Minister for Sports and Recreation in our studio. And I must say that he was my former biology teacher. He used to teach us biology. We had a lot of names for him. I won't mention.
All those names are accepted. That's why you have 20 names.
Honorable, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure having having you.
Thank you for that.
And we wish you well in all your endeavors.
Thank you.
And we pray that the legacy that you wish to leave for Ghana sports, you'd be able to achieve that. And we pray that God gives you strength to go through every single challenge that you'd encounter in the ministry. Honorable, we wish you well.
Thank you.
And we've been chatting to the sports minister. He's been talking about a lot of issues, from the Black Stars budget to other matters concerning other sports. It's been an interesting morning. It's been a long one. Talking about Black Stars related matters. The Black Stars play on Thursday at 1 p.m. against Chad. And then on Monday, it's Monday Night Football at the Accra Sports Stadium at 7 when they take on Mali. And it is our prayer that the Black Stars run away with 6 maximum points in these 2 games to ensure that they have a firm foot at the summit of the table, to ensure that the Black Stars can qualify for the 2026 World Cup in Mexico, Canada, and the United States of America. This has been Sporty Breakfast. My name is Raymond Yamado. Big thank you to the entire production team: Angela Mensah, Emmanuel Ayamga, Immortal Ijakwa Champo, Flyboy, Fidelis, Nathan Kwa, who started the show with me, had to run away to deal with an emergency. But this has been the Sporty Breakfast. Keep listening to Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. Tomorrow, we'll be back again with another interesting edition of Ghana's #1 sports morning show, Sporty Breakfast. Keep listening to Sporty FM. At 12, we bring you the news. And then at 12:30, we have Sporty Plug with Nana Kwame, Labi, and the rest of the squad. At 4 p.m., Fifi Bansin will bring you Sporty Drive. At 7 p.m., Kosi Fiaka will bring you European Nights. And at 10 p.m., we have Ball Up Top. Yes, the basketball and NFL show would start at 10 p.m. with Winston Michaels. And Winston wants me to, ask the minister why we don't have a basketball team. But that matter, we'll discuss it later. We'll discuss it behind the scenes. Ball Up Top, guys. I'll get the minister to help you get a basketball team. Don't worry. We'll sort all of those ones out soon. So keep listening to Sporty FM. We are the voice of sport.